In the turning of the hidden wheel, there is a silence older than language. Not the silence of emptiness, but the silence before the first breath, before the first flame leaned upward, before the stars remembered their names. There is a wheel within the soul. It turns, whether kings rise or deserts swallow cities. It turns beneath the hands of lovers, beneath the prayers of wanderers, beneath the eyelids of children sleeping beside lantern light. And upon that wheel are written ancient syllables, some spoken aloud, some guarded behind the teeth of prophets, some carried only into the chambers of the heart. One side whispers ROTA, another turns and reveals TORA. Then another face appears, and another still, as though the wheel itself is teaching a mystery too vast for straight lines. For truth does not walk in straight line. Truth circles. It returns like seasons, like moons, like migrations of birds across the unseen roads in the sky, like the souls returning to courage after despair. And you, yes you who have known both fire and ash, you are not outside of this turning. You are within it. There are moments when life places you at the bottom of the wheel, where shadows gather like heavy robes around the spirit. You look upward and see others crowned with gold, while your own hand feels empty. But the wheel teaches quietly. No night has ever defeated dawn. No winter has chained the seed forever. No grief has prevented the river from eventually reaching the sea. The wheel turns, always. There is a sacred name hidden at the center of the wheel, not fully spoken, because eternity cannot fit inside of a human mouth. 4 sacred letters, 4 sacred currents, breath within breath, a name not carved merely in ink, but woven into thunder, mercy, memory, and light. Some hear it in the wind crossing the mountains. Some hear it in the hush between the heartbeats. Some hear it while kneeling on woven carpets at daybreak. Some hear it in their bells, in their chants, in their candles, in the murmuring repetition of holy verses beside rivers scented with jasmine and smoke. But the wise know this: the eternal has never belonged to one doorway. The sun enters every window without asking permission, and so the wheel continues its holy turning. At the top of the wheel sits the crowned figure, the self that has tasted victory, recognition, and abundance. But the wheel warns us softly against arrogance, because every summit is only a temporary resting place beneath the stars. Gold fades, empires collapse, names once feared become dust beneath the grass. Yet kindness remains, compassion remains. The hand that was extended towards the fallen remains. These are the treasures that do not descend from the wheel that rotates downward. There are symbols around the sacred circle, creatures with wings, beasts with watchful eyes, letters carrying ancient fire. The eagle who sees from impossible heights, the lion who remembers courage even while wounded, the bull who carries burdens without complaint, the radiant human face that gazes towards eternity and asks not merely, "How shall I survive?" but "How shall I become worthy of the breath that I was given?" These are not the creatures outside of you. They are chambers within you. There is a lion in your endurance, an eagle in your vision, a patient ox in your labor, a luminous human spirit in your capacity to love despite the heartbreak. The wheel asks you to awaken all of them, not someday, but now. There are people who believe enlightenment arrives like lightning, sudden, dramatic, undeniable, but often illumination comes quietly, like oil filling a lamp, one drop at a time. A stranger forgives you. A child laughs in the middle of your sorrow. A prayer you thought was unheard returns years later as an unexpected mercy. You survived something you were certain would destroy you. And suddenly you realize the divine was beside you the entire time, hidden beneath ordinary moments. The sacred has always loved disguises. It hides in the bread that we share between tired hands, in the water that is offered to the thirsty, in the songs sung while no audience is listening, in the discipline of rising again and again after failure, in the courage to remain gentle in a brutal world. The mystics, they understood this. They looked upon the spinning wheel and saw not chaos, but choreography. Every rise shaping humility, every fall shaping wisdom, every delay deepening longing, every longing widening the soul enough to receive light. You ask why suffering exists. Perhaps because a heart that is unbroken can never fully open. Even the pearl begins as irritation. Even the diamond is born through the pressure. Even stars must collapse before becoming radiant. Do not curse every season of descent. Some descents are initiations. The seed disappears underground before becoming a cedar and a fig. The moon vanishes before returning whole. The pilgrim becomes lost before discovering the oasis. And so, when your life feels uncertain, when plans unravel like old scrolls in rain, remember the wheel. The wheel is not punishing you, it is moving you. Movement is sacred. Stagnation is the true death. The rivers praised by the sages and the saints never apologized for flowing onward, as they understood what many humans forgot. To live is to change the shape while remaining true at the center. At the center of the wheel, there is a stillness. There is a great mystery. Though the outer rim spins through triumph and sorrow, gain and loss, praise and blame, the center always remains unmoving. The wise will seek the center, not because they reject the world, but because they wish to walk through it without becoming enslaved by its storms. Find your center. Find the place within you untouched by applause and untouched by insult. The place that existed before fear taught you to shrink. The place that remembers who you were before the world covered your spirit in labels and expectations. There is a lamp. There is a lamp there. Guard it. Many winds will try to extinguish it. Voices will tell you you are too broken. You are too late. You are too ordinary, too sinful, too weak, too different. But those voices speak only from the outer rim. They speak from the outer rim of the wheel, where confusion reigns. Go deeper. The center knows otherwise. The center remembers that you were formed from a sacred dust and living breath, that consciousness itself is miraculous, that every heartbeat is an unwritten scripture, that existence is not accidental. You are not here to merely consume days until death arrives. You are here to awaken, to refine the soul like gold purified in the flame, to become spacious enough for compassion, to become disciplined enough for truth, to become tender enough for love. And love, true love, is perhaps the hidden axle upon which the entire wheel is able to turn. Not possession, not obsession, not hunger disguised as devotion, but the kind of love that sees the divine hidden inside of another being. The kind of love that washes weary feet, that feeds the strangers, that protects the vulnerable, that speaks gently when anger would be easier. This love is stronger than kingdoms, stronger than fear. It is stronger than death itself. The ancients, they knew this, and they encoded it into the symbols, the circles, the songs, and the sacred geometry, not to hide truth from humanity, but to protect truth from becoming shallow. Mystery invites participation. You cannot merely observe the wheel. You must enter it consciously. You must become a participant in the sacred turning. So rise in the morning with intention. Wash your hands as though preparing for a ceremony. Speak words that heal rather than poison. Treat your body as a temple lamp rather than a prison. Study wisdom wherever it appears. Bow your head sometimes beneath the stars and admit how wondrous existence truly is. And when despair visits, and it will, do not build it a throne. Offer it a chair by the fire. Listen to what it teaches and let it depart when dawn arrives, because dawn always arrives. Always. Even now, somewhere beyond the present horizon, light is being prepared, and it is being prepared for you. The wheel is already turning. Perhaps you cannot see it. Perhaps you still stand among ruins, wondering whether beauty will ever return. But hidden roots are already gathering strength beneath the soil. Trust the unseen work. The uniformity of the uniform presence which invites all of us into its greatest miracles in silence. A child forming in the darkness, a prayer traveling through invisible realms, a heart slowly learning forgiveness, a soul preparing to become luminous. Do not underestimate slow transformation. Mountains themselves are shaped grain by grain, and one day, perhaps unexpectedly, you will look back at all the suffering and realize that it was not merely pain. It was an initiation. You were being carved into someone capable of carrying greater light. So walk onward, traveler of the turning wheel. Carry mercy in one hand and courage in the other. Let wisdom temper power. Let humility accompany knowledge. Let wonder remain alive within you, no matter how old you become. And when you hear the sacred syllables hidden beneath existence, the eternal name, breathing through wind and flame, river, silence, and stars, do not be afraid. You were always meant to hear them, for the wheel does not turn randomly. It turns like a great celestial prayer, and you, beautiful, awakening soul, rising soul, voice of love, are a part of that prayer. Thank you for listening to my message today. May you be blessed, and shalom.